Cryptozoology is, by its very nature, elusive. Thus, we cannot say that we are exactly bringing you the facts, but we will do our best to help you see these mythical legends as we do. So sit back, relax, and wait. What's that behind you? Never mind. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to Cryptids on Cryptids, a folklore podcast. I'm your host Martin,
And I'm your host, Sid.
and this week we got a Canada boy.
We do got a Canada boy. He
The
is...
Canada boy. Is he the Canada boy, or are there more Canada boys?
There are many more Canada boys. He is probably...
Canada lads.
Canada lads. There's a whole hockey team of Canada cryptids.
Oh my god, the Canadian cryptids come to fuck up the USA teams.
They do. Okay. I don't think they'd win, but it would be close.
You don't think they'd win?
I don't think they'd win. I think the Canada cryptids are more like... They have a je ne sais quoi, I suppose.
Yeah.
Where
They certainly
every
do.
Canada cryptid I've sort of looked into, this boy included, is a little feral, but they're not out for blood, if that makes sense.
Okay. So that, like, I was imagining that they were coming to fuck up the actual USA, like, human player teams.
Oh.
And I
Oh.
think that would be something very fun, equivalent to, like, Monstars.
That would be so
from
good.
Space Jam.
I would buy
But it's just cryptids that have absolutely no idea what's happening.
Well, we know the Jersey
I would watch
Devil.
the fuck out of that.
The Jersey Devil went and played on a hockey team. We've talked about that.
We did talk about that.
I would pay money to watch the Toronto Tunnel Monster attempt to use ice skates.
Is that our boy, is the Toronto Tunnel Monster?
That's our boy. He's the Toronto Tunnel Monster.
Do you think he'd be team captain, or what do you think he does?
No, I think
What
he'd
do
be.
you think he does?
I think he'd be the equivalent of a puck boy. Do they have those?
It's just like fucking like the puck just like slams out of the arena, smacks some guy in the face, and the Toronto Tunnel Monster just scurries up, takes it, and runs back.
That's about what we're going for. Like, aesthetics wise and personality wise, it's the most accurate that we could get. Or
Okay.
he'd be the puck, also an option.
Is he a small boy then?
He's a small boy. He's around 3 feet tall. And he's like
3 feet tall.
super lanky. Like, there's roughly 30 pounds. So that's
A lot of gangle to him.
there's a lot of limb to this boy. A lot of limb
so
to this
what?
boy.
Yeah, tell me what this boy looks like.
So I guess the
Short, he's gangly.
best way I can describe him is like picture a monkey,
Okay.
stretch him out, make him gray, and just give him the sharpest teeth that you've ever seen.
So like every monkey.
What monkey has sharp teeth?
Every monkey, Sid, look it up.
I've never. Okay, to be fair,
Okay, tell me what you think is the least threatening monkey.
probably like a lemur. I don't know if that's a monkey, but he's a primate.
I don't think so.
Like
Alright,
a bonobo?
I'm googling lemur teeth. Bro, they got fangs in there.
We got fangs. I think most
Well,
things.
they have like fangs.
like
They're,
fang, like
you know,
proper fangs.
Yeah, all
Oof.
monkeys do, I think.
I mean, then I guess this boy isn't too far off from his friends, but like, all of them are pointy. Like, all of them are pointy teeth.
All of them are pointy.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like cartoon, like shark mouth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Like, if you look up a picture of the Toronto Tunnel Monster, it's very funny, A, first off.
Okay.
B, like, I'm trying to, like, think of a way to describe it, because, like, he's got sharp teeth, but it's not the feature of his face, if that makes sense. The feature of his face is probably, like, the ovular, angled, bright red eyes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he's got, like, fly or, like, insect eyes, almost. You know, like a cartoon insect-themed villain. I'm thinking specifically of, like, the moth dude from Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Those kind of eyes, just, like, 45 degrees.
I found a really cute image of him that I think is 100% the one I'm gonna tweet.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's very, very cute.
Is it the one where it's done like a cartoon?
Yeah, he's in a little tunnel.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
It's a
he's got
cute
his big
picture.
eyes and his very big teeth.
Yeah. And those massive legs. Just like
Just
all
super
limb.
long legs. He's like a frog.
Yeah. Like,
almost.
you could
This
make
is Loveland Frogman Part 2.
Loveland Frogman Part 2 could also be, consider, you know that French dish with frog legs?
Mm-hmm.
He's just a big version of that. He's like a walking version
So
of
he's
that.
a meal?
I mean, I wouldn't say
He's a
he's a
snack?
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, no, I think he's a wonderful boy, actually. He looks very sweet.
He does. He's got frog leg arms, but like I'm sure we can give him a pass.
He does. But you know what else has really long legs, Sid?
What? No. No. No.
Quite a few species of birds.
No. No.
Now, have you considered? Maybe it's a bird.
I mean, okay. His ears do kind of look like wings, though.
Yes.
Just like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing is, I don't think he'd be a bird. I think he'd be a bat.
He does give bat vibes.
Because he does live just in the dark all the time.
Is this like what Batman is now? Like, you know how Batman, like, his origin story is like the 1920s? So, like, he's just, like, super old and frail and, like, just lives in a tunnel in Toronto.
No. Well, I mean, like, this guy's a little older than the 1920s, I think. I think he's, like, the original, like, groundwork of this boy, if I can get into a little bit of history with you real quick.
Sure.
Groundwork of the boy lives in the Native American legend of the... God help me. I wrote down how to pronounce it.
Oh, yeah, you should definitely pronounce this, because the way that I saw it and was going to pronounce it was very bad.
Memegwesi.
Okay, cool. Because I did see Mimgwesi,
No.
and that was what I thought.
That's what I thought too, which is why I double-checked this time. I found a cool pronunciation website that tells me how to do things.
That's very good. See, I have no idea how to pronounce anything. Even most words in the English language are beyond my reach.
True. I feel that emotionally. French can fight me in a dark alley, but we've discussed this in previous episodes.
Yeah, I saw you liked a tweet that was like, fuck French, it's a native language,
did.
it's all shit.
I did. I forget.
And I was like, oh my god, that's perfect.
I forget
That's just the truth.
that my Twitter's public and, like, people can see the things I like.
I was just going through and I was posting for our episode
Yeah.
that went up yesterday, and yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I just saw that and I was like, should I retweet this to the Cryptids on Cryptid site?
You should. You should. It's a good tweet.
Alright. Maybe I'll go in and do that.
Hell yeah. But it's the, no. So I found the pronunciation website. So that told me it's Memegwesi, which was said to inhabit rivers in Algonquin mythology, kind of like a river spirit, yeah?
Oh, okay.
So the behavioral patterns of the creature sort of varies based on location, but they're said to be super easily appeased by gifts like tobacco and have a whining, like buzzing dragonfly voice.
What?
Which is quite the image.
Okay, that's very good.
They will also sort of move canoes around and steal things if they feel that they've not been shown the proper respect. Which, honestly, mood.
Okay, I really like that,
Like-
because I love that he's like, he'll steal some things, but like he also will just like move your canoes around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really love that in the 21st century where that's super relatable.
You go on what? Like, you go into your
fuck, my
garage,
canoes.
and your kayak is ripped off your roof rack and just thrown in the corner. I guess,
Ugh.
like, they mention that they're super easily appeased by tobacco, which does imply that they just hotbox the river.
Yeah, that's not steam rising from the river.
Yeah.
That's this guy fucking gripping it and ripping it.
I've never, ever heard somebody use that term, but I love it.
Yeah, do you think he vapes?
I
Do you think he's updated?
modern day Toronto Tunnel Monster might.
Yeah.
But-
you think he's got a sick rig?
See, like, oh,
He's got a sick rig blowing cotton.
damn, dude. Like, that's such a good, like, he's so tiny that I imagine that just all of him is the clouds. Like he just exhales and then it just disappears in a cloud of vape. Like,
Yeah, it's like modern day smoke bomb.
vaping is a modern day smoke bomb.
That's true.
Shoot. That's such...
President Barack Obama said that.
Now, that... President Barack Obama, I feel like, told people not to vape. I feel like it was a health crisis at one point.
You know what? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. We don't know.
Yo,
Who's to say?
I found out competitive vaping was a thing.
It is a thing, and it's very good. Do you think the Toronto Tunnel Monster competes in it?
God, I hope he does.
Because that's great, and I love that.
What do you think his competitive...
Like, this 3-foot monkey comes on with the fucking rig, like, fucking as big as his face, and he just goes... Ooh. And, like, fills the whole fucking, like...
It would be a buzzing
building.
sound, that was my only thing, so it would be just an inhale and then just a whine.
Oh my god.
Do competitive vapors get vape names?
Get vape names?
Do they get vape names?
I don't know, but they should.
Because, like, gamers get gamer tags. So, like, when you see...
Okay, what would be a vape name?
I guess, like, the only thing I can think of is, like...
Fat Clouds with a PH?
Fat Clouds with a PH. I was thinking, like, Rainbow Smoke, but, like, with
Rainbow
numbers.
Smoke? Rainbow Smoke 169?
Yeah. Somebody's named 420. Somebody
Yeah,
sniped 420
yeah.
as soon as competitive vaping opened. They were like, first day in line.
They were like, first day, my name is 420.
And I will be referred to as such.
This is the thing I'm putting on my jersey.
420.
Is that your vapor number? No.
That's
It's
my name. Their name is 420 and the jersey number is 69. Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
But that does imply the existence of a vape team. Like a competitive vape,
A vape team?
Yeah. I feel like
Do you think they, like, combine, like, smoke rings into, like... How would that work?
like synchronized
I
swimming.
wanna know how
I
that
feel
works.
like you get them blowing like rings and then
Yeah.
they sort of like run in circles.
Like a line of
Yeah.
line of people, and like each one blows a ring, and then one person like throws his vape through them all.
Absolutely. Oh my god. I feel like the Toronto Tunnel Monster, if he were on a vape team, would be like they'd blow all the
He's
rings.
a one-man vape team.
And they'd just throw him through the rings like a javelin.
He does it himself. He blows all the rings, and then he just jumps through them.
Oh yeah. Do you think he'd get a springboard?
If he could get a springboard, he would. He's the Toronto Tunnel Monster.
He's the Toronto Tunnel Monster.
This and hockey.
Yeah, no. Honestly,
It's his passions. His hobbies.
passions, his hobbies. You sit him down for an interview and you're like, hey bud, what do you do? And he's like, you know what? I skate and then I just rip. Like,
I grip it and rip it.
hell yeah.
You mean like on the ice? Yeah. But also, Vape Nation.
All I can think of is like
Hashtag Vape Nation.
running in the 90s playing while he's fucking doing donuts in a Zamboni. Like,
Oh my god.
oh,
Okay, so how did this guy that was a river spirit come to be in Toronto?
well,
That's what I want to know.
I guess like we have to start with the history of Toronto if we want to talk about that, because this is a
Okay.
cool fun fact that I learned researching this guy. So Toronto is a city that was built on a series of interlocking rivers and creeks. So pretty much in order to build
Interesting.
Toronto, they had to first construct this elaborate sewer system. that basically like diverted all the rivers and creeks so that you could actually like build a city there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, also it was necessary for like public health reasons because Toronto originally existed like with the rivers, you know, but people were just throwing shit in the rivers because humans are gross and like.
Hey guys, don't throw shit in rivers. Do we have to make another PSA episode?
Don't do it.
If you do throw shit in rivers, at least make it tobacco to appease this lad.
But like, you know, like people used rivers as sewage systems is like a thing that they did, you know?
I mean, it kind of is like a natural sewage system.
Yeah, they were literally
in the way that you throw it into the river and you never have to see it again.
Okay, The River Thames begs to differ.
Well, one thing I'm gonna say is that if you're like an old-timey person, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, your whole world exists in this town, right? You don't do anything but farm and pay taxes and die, according to Benjamin Franklin. Then, like, if you throw it in the river and it goes to the next town over, like, you don't fucking know.
Yeah.
You're never gonna know.
No, that's a good point. I mean, the other town.
No one's gonna give a shit.
At some point, someone's gonna run a horse over and be like, "Hey, fuck you." But like,
hey, stop throwing your shit in our river.
Hey,
we drink that.
That's a gross thing that you did. That's a nasty, nasty habit you've got. And I mean, like,
stop throwing your disposable vapes in the river. Come on.
Do they make disposable vapes?
Oh yeah.
Damn, I'm learning new things every day.
They make all kinds of vapes.
Yeah, they make RGB vapes?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
They do.
But I mean, like, I guess I keep coming back to this because it's such a visceral image in my head. Just walking into a sewer and getting, like, smoke machine levels of fog. And just this dude walks out.
This little fucking monkey.
Just
this little 3-foot monkey
wanders out. It's such a visceral image.
It is.
Because like
he creates his own entrances.
I imagine he has to. Because
his big fog machine vape.
Yeah. Because literally, like, the sewer system that was created looks exactly like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sewers. I'm, like, dead serious.
Really?
Like the same
That's
sort of
amazing.
like circular tunnel type thing with like a running current in the middle, so there's like a sidewalk on either side. They look like that.
Yeah.
So he lives like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villain, just in the sewers with a vape and ice skates.
Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Teetles.
Ninja Teetles. Yeah, no. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Also, by the way,
yes.
I've been a little bit distracted for the past, like, 12 seconds because I thought of a very good vape name for myself.
What is a very good vape name for yourself?
Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn?
Yeah.
What's a leghorn?
It's chicken, I think.
Good God.
Not sure.
If you're Foghorn Leghorn, can I just be Foghorn Longhorn?
It's kind of copyright infringement, but sure.
Is it?
Yeah, you're imposing on my vape niche.
What should my vape name?
True.
What should my vape name be? And then we should come up with one for the Toronto Tunnel Monster.
Toronto Tunnel Monster?
Because he's a gray monkey.
He's a gray monkey.
Yeah.
Can we just call him Grip and Ripper?
Fuck yeah, we can!
He's got very sharp teeth.
Yeah, and
it seems to make sense to me.
Grip and Ripper.
Grip and Ripper.
That sounds so cool.
All right,
that sounds
now we gotta get yours.
a little bit like a serial killer.
Well, he lives in a tunnel. What do you want, Sam?
Well, I know, but like... Was Jack the Ripper a part of a vape squad? Questions to be answered.
Yeah, actually, Jack the Ripper refers to him ripping, like, sick clouds, ripping cotton.
Good God.
Putting it out there. He was before his time.
He's just eating dry ice. There's no vape. He's just like just doing his best with dry ice.
He's just got like 8 cigars in his mouth at once, and he's like.
I feel like you die. Like, you do that and your body would just
You die.
shut down.
You die in like. Oh my god. Yeah, not great.
I imagine that.
All right, what's your name? You gotta come up with one.
Oh, shoot.
We all have one now.
Everybody's got one. I don't know.
See if we have to come up with our vapor names. Then we can challenge the Toronto Tunnel Monster
To a vape contest? I have asthma.
to a vape off.
What are we gonna do?
You just hit the asthma nail.
Straight up. Oh my god. Can my vape name just be like Zopanex?
Sure.
That's the fucking name.
Sounds dope.
It's the name of my asthma medication.
Sounds dope.
Zopanex.
All medicine names kind of do sound very cool.
They sound like wizard names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like acetaminophen?
Ibuprofen.
That fucks.
It does. Wait. Concern and confusion. I don't.
So the city of Toronto had a bunch of water everywhere.
And so they made a
Okay.
sewage system to divert the said water underneath the city so they could, like, build the city over it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So he lives down in there. And we know this because there's, a proper sighting
Oh.
of this dude named Ernest, which I find hilariously
Hemingway?
ironic. No, not Hemingway, but he never gave his last name. So he could be, honestly.
Could be.
Could be.
Look, could be.
Could be.
Probably not, but could be.
Could be, given the fact that this is August 1978 in Toronto. Could be.
Definitely not.
Could be.
Definitely not.
So, it starts out as a very sweet story. This man and his wife
Oh.
were raising a litter of kittens, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
When one sort of, wandered off. So I'm assuming they live in, it doesn't say, what type of house they live in, but I'm assuming it's, a little barn type thing. And so he goes around to look for it, around their Parliament Street apartment. He stumbles...
Okay, they live in an apartment.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's, a townhouse or, a flat, you know?
Well, it's in the middle of, Toronto, which is a city?
Yeah. I just don't know because
Might be a townhouse.
I think it's a townhouse because if a kitten wanders off and you look around your apartment, I feel like it's a first floor apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That makes sense.
he is walking around looking for it and he stumbles into or walks into a sewer entrance.
Fun.
Because they just have a few of those, I guess, out and around, especially if you live near the edge of the city.
Yeah.
And so he goes into the sewer entrance, which is something you should never do.
Okay, yeah. Top 10 things don't do. Don't go into sewer entrances. Don't. What's another thing on this list?
Don't shoot cryptids.
Don't shoot cryptids.
Don't hit them with your car.
Don't hit them with your car.
Don't pollute
Don't
rivers.
throw shit in rivers. Yeah.
We're making
We're
a
on the
list.
same page.
Making a list.
Checking it twice.
Uh,
Krampus is coming.
we're all gonna die.
That's our new Christmas song. Keep it around for next year.
Do they have Valentine's Day songs? Probably not.
Yeah, they do. It's Oh Valentine, and then it's just the rest of the Oh Canada song. I called it. Damn it!
You called Oh Canada a theme song.
I mean, where's the lie? Where's the lie?
There isn't one. There isn't one. That does imply that Star Spangled Banner is our theme song, which, honestly,
Honestly, we could do better. Kesha's TikTok exists.
I didn't know where I thought you were gonna go with that. She grabbed me by my belt loops and just yeeted me into an alternate universe in which they land a plane and Kesha's TikTok starts playing. You hit America and that's the first thing you hear.
Yeah.
Please rise for our national anthem and just...
TikTok.
Actually, it would start with like wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy, and you'd have to stand there for 2 minutes and change.
Oh my god.
While the entirety of TikTok plays.
That's amazing.
It's a bold move for the US.
Let's do it.
But honestly,
hey guys,
the rebrand would be welcome.
It's time to start tweeting at Joseph R. Biden.
No.
This is
Please.
Something that needs to change.
Don't tweet at him. He's
TikTok.
on the clock.
On the clock.
Good God. I mean...
Should we do it, like, by year? Like, each year we get a new theme song?
I feel like it should be a decade thing.
Decade, okay.
Like I feel like...
Actually, a decade's a lot for a song. Like, maybe 5 years?
I'd say, 5 years works. I guess,
yeah,
like...
Five sounds good.
Or we could do it every 4 years with the presidential election.
Oh, yeah,
also
we could.
an option. Like, each president gets into office
Each new president
and they
gets
pick
to
a theme
choose
song.
their new song.
God, imagining Joe Biden walking into a room to TikTok.
Someone go over the inauguration and just dub TikTok over it.
Well, wouldn't Katy Perry's Firework then be his anthem? That was sung at the inauguration.
You know what? Yeah, he did do that.
That was a thing
Katy did do that.
to do that.
Katy did get out there
To do that.
and sing very literally firework while fireworks just went the fuck off.
It was really cool, actually. I watched it live.
It was very cool. It was a lot. It seemed like it would be a fire hazard to have that many fireworks.
I guess they could do it because there wasn't a crowd. As far as, like,
that's
there's
true.
a whole last pandemic, so, like...
Yeah, no one's there.
No one's there. They can do that. I'd like to think that the people who planned it were just like, we can finally do all the fireworks we've always wanted.
They were like, so, Joe, we're not going to have a crowd.
Joe.
And he goes, you know what? If we're not going to have a crowd, just go absolutely apeshit with the fireworks.
He's like, I'll tell you what, we'll go the extra 9 yards. We'll get Katy Perry to sing Firework. It'll be incredible.
Do you think it was Joe's idea, or do you think it was Katie's idea to do all the fireworks?
I feel like it was either like a sit down meeting where there was just a round table of like all the performers and all the politicians, and they just
round table.
You know,
we're gonna do fireworks. What should we do with it? Fireworks? Yeah, sounds good. Oh, yeah, sounds good. Okay, sounds good. Fireworks.
I'd like to think that they set down like a fireworks request sheet where like each person could write down like a ballot of what they wanted, and then everyone wrote like everything got one vote, and they just said fuck it, all of them.
Fuck it, all of them.
All of them. That's how I go grocery
they did have
shopping.
A lot of performers.
We did.
It's kind of crazy. Cool. Yeah, it was.
I feel like we've gotten a little distracted.
We've gotten very, very distracted from Ernest and his very good kitten.
And his very good kitten, his cool story. I think we left him and he had just stumbled into the sewers, yeah?
Yeah, for some godforsaken reason.
Yeah. So he walks into the sewers. He has nothing but a flashlight because he's looking for the kitten. And so he's like scanning the flashlight around on the ground, and he just catches the monster straight in the flashlight. And the first thing he notices is the eyes reflect because they're that bright red orange, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So he gets that flash. And so then he just stops because you're not going to get any closer to that thing. And it gets up onto two legs because it was down like sort of hunched over. And it gets up and it just hisses at him, go away.
But in like a little dragonfly voice.
So
it's like very high pitched.
He akins it to like basically if a dragonfly went thugh puberty.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's like growly but still buzzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. They don't have of course they don't like have a recording of it, but
no.
It like
if you're gonna go into a scary place, at least bring a recorder with you.
It is
something to record.
1978.
Bring a nice microphone.
You walk in
cassette tapes,
and you have like your microphone with the whole arm, like the entire 9 yards, and you just carry it like a backpack.
Just bring my whole fucking desk in there, just like.
You just put that
sit down for an interview.
2 dollies and you just roll it into the sewers. Hell yeah.
Just sit on the desk with a fucking paddle. Paddle it down.
Like, you put it on a tiny little, like, dinghy and you just ride it through the Toronto sewers.
We're going. We're looking for the boy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry.
So, Ernest, did he find his kitten?
He didn't, because after he sees this thing hissing at him to go away, he flees, which is, like, a perfectly reasonable response.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is, it's spooky, especially when it yells at you to go away.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, like, I guess he's, like, the most reasonable person that we've ever encountered who had a cryptid sighting.
Oh, yeah, he didn't, like, reach into his back pocket and pull out a gun.
Yeah.
But granted, it is Canada and not America, and if this had happened in America, probably would have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because, like, yeah, he has a perfectly reasonable response in which he just turns around and leaves. No gun, none of that. And
doesn't come back with his car. He doesn't even approach the media, is the big thing. He never goes and, like, talks to anybody about this. He tells his wife, because he comes home, like, terrified, and she's like, hey, what happened? And so, of course, he explains to her, like, I just went through this horribly traumatic experience. And she's like, oh, shit. And he goes and tells his coworkers, too. Like, he mentions it to them. And that's the only reason why we have this account, is because as soon as he told his coworkers, one of them went to a newspaper. I think it's The Sun in Toronto. And Toronto Sun. Sounds right.
Yeah. And
I don't know that much about news, but sounds right.
It sounds right. And basically we're like, hey, this person experienced this thing. You should go talk to him. And so they went to talk to him. And he literally would not talk unless they promised not to release his last name. Which is why we don't have it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was his condition.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, like, I get it. Like, there's a lot of, like, reports from people who are like, yeah, I didn't tell you, like, anybody about this when it first happened because I was afraid, like,
people would think I was crazy.
I'm nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's a bunch of reports, like, from, like, ex-military people about, like, sightings they saw.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, I didn't report it because I would have been, like, removed from service if I had reported this.
Yeah, he didn't tell people because he was afraid people were going to think he was crazy. Yeah, that was his whole reason.
Exactly.
And so it is very funny to imagine, like, him telling his coworkers this happened and then immediately being like, God, I don't want anybody to know about this. And one of them going, I'm going to tell The Sun. Yeah.
I'm gonna literally tell the news.
I'm literally gonna tell The Sun that you did this.
They call up the fucking paper. Their, like, friend at the paper. They're like, all right, so here's the fucking tea, Ernest? Yeah. Shit's crazy.
Good God. Like, I also have to imagine, this must have been a slow news day for this to be something that you leaned into this hard.
Well, it's hockey off-season.
Yeah, true.
I'm sorry. I'm doing a lot of...
Are you doing a lot of thinking?
No, I'm doing a lot of very, I don't know, Canadian stereotypes.
I mean, like, personally, there are a lot of Canadian stereotypes. I don't know if you've ever had, like, a butter tart, I guess, but it's literally, like, the epitome, to me, of the Canadian experience, and it's so fucking good.
Oh, a butter tart? Yeah, well, one time I had, it's like butter, it was like butter cake or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was called a butter bar.
Ooh,
and
I think I've had one. They're good.
Yeah, it's like just like, it's like a good 40 to 60% butter.
Yeah.
It felt really bad. Afterwards, but it tasted really good.
It tastes fantastic. It is never, like, a pleasant after experience.
So we just had to take a bit of a break because of a dinner mishap.
Yeah, a bit of a dinner mishap.
We'll call it that.
We'll call it that. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're okay.
We're okay, yeah. Not us mishap.
But
so that's fun.
That is fun.
So where were we?
I
Did
think
Ernest find his kitten?
he did not. We were at the
No.
bit where he was talking to his coworkers and he's like, "Hey guys, this thing happened and it was awful.
Yeah,
Please don't tell anyone." And they
don't tell
told the
anyone.
newspaper.
Yeah, they called on the hot goss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
I'm a little bummed that he never found his kitten.
well, okay, technically they did find it, but it's not a happy
no.
it's not a happy find.
Oh,
So
I
this
might
is
just cut that part out
Yeah.
of the podcast then.
that's
Oh
why I didn't want to
no.
mention it. They did technically find it.
Okay, actually, did the Toronto Tunnel Monster
Eat it?
eat it?
Yeah, he did. 100%.
Oh, he 100% ate it.
That is the issue here. Yes.
So this thing is a carnivore.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to make a crude joke, but we're not going to do that.
Sid.
We're not gonna do
Sid.
that. We're not gonna do that.
Sid.
It would add very interestingly, I think, to our narrative that this dude vapes and plays hockey. to have a third thing to add to that list.
Well, I think it's pretty implied now.
Well,
God.
but it is a very sad thing.
Yeah, it is sad.
But
I'm sad for this kitten.
oh yeah, we don't know if it's the kitten or if it's a different cat. It
So
isn't
it
made
ate a cat,
clear, but it
though.
ate a cat. Is the
Maybe
thing.
this thing's Alf.
Does Alf eat cats?
Pretty sure Alf ate a cat.
Was
Let me
it?
Google it to double check.
Okay, I'm gonna be
I'm
completely honest with
100%.
you. I thought Alf was a joke for like years. I did not realize that it was like a true TV show.
Yeah, there's a video here titled "Alf Eats a Cat."
Oh God.
Alf tries to eat a cat.
Tries to? Isn't he like
Tries
an
to
alien?
eat a cat.
Isn't that the bit?
I think so.
Are we watching the video?
No, we're not gonna do that.
Are we
We're not
watching
gonna do
are we
that,
taking a cool
because
moment?
that would be podcast poison.
Truly.
If we did that.
Uh
Anyway, I guess Alf eats a cat, and maybe this thing's Alf. That's like the only thing I remember about Alf.
what? Okay, so Alf was like a 90s TV show, yeah?
I think so.
I think so.
I think so.
The only reason I know that Alf existed was because it was referenced once in the Foxtrot comics, and my brother read those religiously.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I've just absorbed Alf through cultural osmosis by knowing a lot of people who are like 5 to 6 years older than me.
Oh, that's valid. That's valid.
Yeah,
A lot of my
that's about it.
a lot of the people I like, I guess kind of you are who you hang around and the type of media they consume too.
Yeah, for
you know?
sure.
So a lot of the people I hang around with are either like, there's two groups of friends I have where one of them is my age and then the other group is like 30s or so, because
Oh,
I met
interesting.
them through like a writing community, you know.
Yeah.
And so one group of my friends, if someone told me they were pregnant, I would be very, very concerned. And another group of my friends threw a baby shower like 2 weeks ago. COVID safe, but like
yeah.
like the switch is intense. Like
It's kind of weird.
one side
It's kind of a
throws-
weird difference.
Oh yeah, like engagement parties and things, I guess. Like I had to figure out what a good wedding gift to get for somebody was. That's a weird
there's-
thing to do.
I have friends that like I will go out and like drink with, and we'll go to like fucking, Red Lobster or some dumb shit,
Yeah.
and just fucking, I don't know, go hog wild and do some dumb shit. And then I have friends that when I go over to their house, I bring a bottle of wine. You know?
Yeah. It's a weird
There's-
stark
it's a very
dichotomy.
different- Yeah.
One group of friends has been kicked out of a showing of Charlie's Angels. The other group
Yeah.
The other group had like a literal wine and cheese painting night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess it was weird because I showed up and they were like, "Oh, like do you want a glass of this like I think they had rosé with some of it. They're like, do you want a glass of this rosé? And I was like, I am not old enough to drink. And the shock on their face.
Yeah. No, it's kind of a wild dichotomy. I would like to bring this show around to my current favorite segment, Marty's Fight Corner.
No.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. That's my theme song now.
I really think it should just be like a ding ding, like a boxing bell.
Yeah, you know what? I'll look for some audio folders I can steal it from.
Ding ding.
But yeah, no, you know what? I think I could fight this thing. We established that it is a carnivore.
Yeah.
It is a monkeys, and monkeys got like crazy strength. You know what I mean?
They do. I think
like all monkeys are kind of just meth heads. Like that's just a fact.
That's a choice of words you used.
They all got that like crazy meth strength though.
I mean, I guess, at least personally, I've never been a person who's like afraid. Like I know some people who are like afraid of monkeys, you know?
Yeah.
Just because they have
and
thumbs.
with reason. It's like a person, but not.
And that's disconcerting. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I guess with this guy, he has enough. I guess the proper term is like King Julian energy, like lemur energy, where I'm not like from a perspective as an objective third party watching this fight go down.
Sure. Very objective.
You could punt this dude.
He's 3 foot tall. He's 3 foot tall. It's like a toddler.
He weighs 30 pounds. That's not a lot.
That's fun. You know what? Yeah, definitely I think I could fight this thing.
That's not a lot.
I think if it ambushed me, maybe it'd have a chance.
If it ambushed you, if it got to your eyes is the big thing. Like if this thing got anywhere close to your head, I feel like we'd have a bit of a problem.
Yeah, we'd have a bit of a problem because its arms sound like they're very long.
Yeah.
Like it's 3 feet. I'm imagining its arms are just like 3 feet each. Look, that's just how orangutans are, and I'm just imagining that's how this guy is.
No, he's got fairly, like, his arms touch the ground, but he has shoulders.
Okay.
So, like, they're a little less than 3 feet, because he's got noggin room.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of...
He's got a little bit of noggin room.
Yeah.
I guess, like, the only thing that I worry is the hands.
The hands?
Because they got,
little
like,
tiny hands.
They got, like, gripper hands. You know?
Oh yeah, from gripping it and ripping it.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's got little scrabbly little weird finger hands.
He's a scrappy little dude.
Yeah.
Like
so
I feel like he's definitely got. It's like not an unfair fight.
No.
I think if I saw him and I just ran up and punted him, yeah, that'd be fine. You know, like that's clear.
You get some
but,
good
like,
air
if it's
on
like,
that.
Yeah, if it's like we're just like standing, we're both prepped, we're both ready. You know, we both know what's happening. And I think, you know, it's a little more even than just me punting a tiny monkey.
The sound it makes is it like Team Rocket style blasts off into the distance. Like...
Just like an air horn going through a dragonfly.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say an air horn going through...
Sound.
Yeah. I mean, like... Personally, I think it'd come down to terrain. As far as this dude lives in the dark, gross sewers, and you don't have night vision.
I have flashlights.
You do have that.
I'm a human with modern technology.
You are, that's valid. You bring like a torch down there, and I think you'd be okay.
Bring some fire.
I think you could light the sewage on fire.
Maybe.
That'd be a cool backdrop for your monkey fight.
That actually sounds like a very epic duel.
I feel it would be, but then there's also the bit where you have to consider he's a 3 foot tall monkey and you're like hand-to-hand combating him under Toronto in the sewers.
Yeah.
Which does read like a Florida man, like, slap shot or slapstick
Yeah,
routine.
it really does. It really does. I really enjoyed the image you just painted there for me. I really enjoyed that.
It'd come down to music. What would make or break that scene? Because if you put like
TikTok.
You drop the torch into the sewage at TikTok, and then like the sewage goes up. Like there's smoke. Like, Toronto is in panic because their sewage is on fire. And you're hand-to-hand combating a monkey that may or may not exist. With probably at least one knife.
I mean, me or the monkey?
You.
Me?
He's got sharp
probably.
teeth. You gotta outdo his knives, bro.
Yeah. Or maybe I'll just sharpen my teeth. I'll get, like, those, like, fake Dracula fangs.
You're gonna blow up and act like you don't know nobody.
That's how I imagine this monkey's face looks. Not gonna lie.
I mean,
Look,
based on the image we've painted of him, yeah.
He vapes, he plays hockey, he's got sharp teeth. It might as well just straight up be that guy from the Vine. Might as well.
We don't know how tall that guy is, though, is the only thing.
I imagine he's regular height.
Yeah.
And not 3 feet.
You never know, is why I ask.
But if you drop him into, like, you know, MS Paint and you grab the corner and you shrink him down a little bit, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Stretch him out a little bit, make him lanky.
Yeah. I could also just challenge him to a vape off.
You will die. Someone is dying from that. Your body's gonna take a screenshot and then immediately restart. Like...
Yeah, no, I don't think my lungs would be very happy about that.
Do you think you, what did we say? Foghorn Leghorn?
Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn can beat the Grim Ripper in a fight? Did we say the Grim Ripper, or was it Grip It and Ripper?
I think it was Grip It and Ripper.
Grip It and Ripper. You think you can beat Grip It and Ripper in a fight?
Oh my god. Probably not. Grip It and Ripper sounds so intimidating.
Again, it does give him the aura of, like...
Kind of a serial killer,
yeah. Like a serial killing aura.
I imagine when I hear that, I imagine he has, like, a switchblade.
I imagined a scythe, like a full-on, like, big blade.
Yeah, you're going more the Reaper route. I'm just thinking about, like, a man with a vape in one hand and a switchblade in the other.
Good God.
He's just coming at me.
Did you mean
but
modern day England?
Monkey.
Like...
Go down there, he's like, good day to vape, isn't it, bro?
He just looks at you and just goes, in it, but with, like, a dragonfly level tone.
Oh,
it would be funnier if he had no British accent and it was just, like, a Canadian accent. But he spoke like he was British. In it, A. I hate it. I hate it.
Oh, man.
I don't know what the word bruv means. I'll admit that here on this podcast.
I mean, it's like bro.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What about mate, then? What's that?
It's also like bro.
Is it also bro? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I do not know how it ended up in my vernacular, but mate has somehow ended up in my vernacular?
It's my fault.
Is it? Okay.
I'll own that one. You know what? It's my fault.
I didn't know where it came from. But I
started using it as, like, a joke in, like, 2017.
Oh, that must have been where I got it from. Because I use mate specifically in texting.
Yeah.
Like, it'll only be like someone's like, oh, what you doing? And I'm like, oh, like, it's all good, mate. Don't worry about it. And
yeah.
I never could figure out.
I used to text it a lot.
Yeah.
That's my bad. I'll own that.
I think it's because, like, I call everyone in my life bro, which is a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Bro or bruh. And then it'll be like, I'll be talking to my mom, and I'm like, bruh. And she's like, no. Do not.
It's so weird. Because, like, I've started calling people my dude instead of bro.
Hell yeah.
Because I feel like that's just more me, you know? It's more mellow.
Yeah.
Bro sounds like I'm coming at you, you know? A little bit. So I've been going with my dude, and I said it to my girlfriend.
Oh no. I mean,
so that was...
I am 100% guilty of the same thing, but with bruh, and it's not a good look.
Bruh.
I've had to start doing bruh and then in parentheses romantic intent, which isn't, like, great.
Bruh romantically, bruh derogatory.
I use bro derogatory, bro romantically. Not a... I mean, there's also the bit where there is a certain energy to looking at small children and just going, bruh. Like... Bruh.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it would have that same energy if I walked up to the Toronto Tunnel Monster and I was just like, bruh. I feel like that would fit.
Bruh. Yeah, you just hit him with it.
You just hit him with it. But I feel like bro to the Toronto Tunnel Monster, he's going to throw hands.
Yeah, I feel like that would incite violence.
I think my dude and my guy would work, though, for him.
Yeah, I'd be like, what's up, my dude?
He'd be like, yeah.
And he'd pull out a fucking vape. He'd pass it to me. Then he'd bond.
Sharing a vape in a whole panini press? Bro. It's a bad idea, dude.
Maybe not share a vape in COVID.
Maybe not. Maybe now is not.
I'll bring down a couple of brewskis. I've never used the word brewskis in my actual life before, and I hated it.
Anybody say it? I think it's good. Honestly, I like it.
You know what? Sure.
It does imply. I feel like, honestly, I'd be the type of person to call a cold brew a brewski.
Hey, you want some brewskis?
You want a brewski? And it's just me with like a fucking gallon of like straight
the thing is,
espresso.
Like, thing is, whenever I think of Canada, I think of that show Letterkenny, and just like all that. It's a show that's. I can see confusion on your face.
Thank you.
It's a show that you need to watch. It's like a comedy, and like half of it is they just like use Canadian slang like all the fucking time.
Good.
And like without subtitles, like half the people I've showed this show to are just like, I have no fucking clue what they're saying. It's very good.
It sounds very good. I think I think I have a pretty good grasp of Canadian slang. The only one I will fight tooth and nail is calling Tim Hortons Timmy's.
Oh,
it's the
don't like
only
Timmy's?
one I'll fight on. I like Tim's, but calling it Timmy's reminds me so much of Timberland boots.
Tim's is literally Timberland boots.
Because, like, Tim's, I'm like, okay, Tim Hortons, like, that's fine. Timmy's is like, what? It's a level of familiarity I'm not comfortable with using with Tom Horton. You know?
Tom Horton. I really like
Thomas
that kind
Horton.
of like. I have very like I love doing that. Like when I called Biden Joe, you know.
Yeah.
You let him know that we're pals.
I think academia has gotten to me in that regard, in that I have professors who will be like, I will shoot you on sight if you use anything but doctor with me. And I'm like, all right. Absolutely.
See, I have had professors that are like, you call me by my title and that is it. And I'm like, okay, what's up, Keith? It's like, what are you gonna do? And what they're gonna do is they're gonna take about 20% off everything I turn into them. But
absolutely. I mean, like, it's always a roulette wheel, because I think both of us were, or at least maybe we were both raised Midwestern, at least a little bit. But yeah. So like when I
both grew up in the Midwest,
very, very little, it was immediately drilled into me, like, you call every adult Miss or Mister, like that's what you do. And so that led
Sir or ma'am was
Sir or ma'am.
What I was,
Sir or ma'am, Miss or Mister, whatever, like what have you. But this led to me as an adult being like unable to call people like by their first name comfortably, which meant that for years I called like every person I've ever worked with, I've been like, oh, Miss or Mister if they're older than me. Which led to my boss being like, I swear to God, if you do that one more time, like, I'll fight you. I was like, I'm sorry. Like,
have you been called, like, I've been called Mister and it sucks.
I have not, because I look like a 13-year-old boy. I have that going for me.
I guess I look old enough that I don't get carded anymore.
Oh, shit.
Only 22.
You're 22. Oh no.
They don't card me anymore because I look 30.
I look like, because I have a very, like, both of us have, like, rounder faces, yeah.
Mhm.
But I have, like, short hair, and I look like a 13-year-old boy who went through an emo phase and couldn't quite pull it out just right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I'm looking at your face right now, and I'm
Yep. Thanks.
seeing that
Yeah,
verbatim.
absolutely. And, like, I've been kicked out of the women's bathroom. That's been a thing that's happened to me.
Oh, exciting.
Because, like, we do have a few gender-neutral bathrooms on campus, and I use those when the option is available to me. But, like, there's always that issue where, like, if I'm ever torn, I just end up using the women's restroom. And I had somebody come in and very, like, she was probably the front desk lady, who was like, hey, bud, I think your tour group left just a little bit ago. You need to go catch up
Oh
with them.
my god.
It's okay. Like, don't worry about it. And I looked at her, and it took me a second. And she's like, aren't you here with the middle school? And I was like, I'm a
Oh
student.
my god. I'm a junior.
I'm a junior. I was a sophomore at the
Oh my
time, but, like,
God.
ma'am. And I was like,
Man, please.
it was like, ma'am, I go here. And she's like, what? And I held up my student ID, and I was like, I go here. And she was like, I am so sorry. And I'm like, you are okay. This is the weirdest experience I've ever had.
Yeah, last semester, or no, 2 semesters ago, I had a professor who was like, introducing the class, and he goes,
Yeah.
and yeah, we have some older students here. And when he said that, keep in mind, we had a 30-year-old woman who is a mother of 2 in this class.
All right.
But when he said that, he gestured to me. And I was like, why? Why?
Assigned old at intro. Like,
Yeah. Just fucking goddamn.
like, I guess people tend to think I'm very, very young. But then I also, like, if you meet me, people tend to assume I'm older. So all my internet friends think I'm, like, 25. Is a thing that I get a lot, where people are surprised that I'm not old enough to drink yet.
Yeah.
Like, I am very, very good friends with a lot of people who are up in their 30s. And they were like, oh, like, aren't you looking at getting a house with a mortgage? And I'm like, I'm in college, folks. And they were, oh.
Have you heard about this thing called the economy? And so, no, not ever. Anyway, I think that is time to wrap up the show.
Absolutely.
This was a great time. I enjoyed the Toronto Tunnel Monster. If you really want me to find and fight him, or try to draft him onto my vape team, that I've just decided I'm gonna start.
Hell yeah, start a cryptid vape team. Well, that'll be a
Cryptid
cool
vape
new
team.
segment, was do they make the vape team cut?
Do they make the vape team? Toronto Tunnel Monster certainly does.
Hell yeah.
Thank you all for listening. If you want more content from us, where can you find that, Sid?
Well, a fantastic place to interact with us while we're recording is to follow our Twitter. Our Twitter is @uncryptids on twitter.com, and we post fairly regularly. We post every time an episode goes up. We post when we're recording the episode, so if you want a teaser for future episodes, that's the best place to find it. And it also posts when we go live on Twitch. You want to tell them about that, Martin?
Yeah, we go live on Twitch. We're moving it actually to Fridays. Let me pull up my schedule to actually know what day it is, because I'm super organized and I
It
know
is
it's
Fridays
Friday
from
5:30 to
5:30.
8 p.m. We're extending it to 2.5 hours, so we get more time with you guys and we get to hang out more and do more things.
Yeah.
But we are moving it to Friday due to some scheduling conflicts. So, yeah, keep that posted, and we will tweet about that on Twitter as well. So, you guys don't miss us when we're going live.
Absolutely.
And you can find us at Twitter at OnCryptids and on Twitch at The Midcast. That is TheMydCast, and all that information is in the description of the episode. If you're on YouTube, it's below. If you're on iTunes, it's like when you clicked on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the links are all there, and you can find us.
Speaking of iTunes, can we say thank you for 1,000 downloads, guys?
Yeah, we've hit over 1,000 downloads now, and that was just on our over Spotify and iTunes. That's not even counting Google Podcasts and stuff like that. So thank you guys so much. And another milestone thing we're working on is we are at 81 subscribers right now on our YouTube. And reminder, we haven't talked about this in a long time, but if we hit 100 subs on the YouTube channel, we will be doing a 24-hour long Twitch stream.
If we hit 100 subs on YouTube, I'll re-download FNAF and play it. I will. I'll do it.
Oh man, is that a threat or is that...
That's a promise. I don't play a lot of horror games. They tend to psych me out, but FNAF is the one horror game that I'm filled with so much rage at that I can play without a problem.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Sid will play FNAF. But until next time, we'll see y'all in the woods.